What's going on, everybody? It's your man B Swift, welcoming you to another episode of B Swift's Guys Guide, powered by my friends at Eskenazi Health. Today I'm sitting here with my friend because we're at an event that him and his team put together, the annual event that you guys do over here, the helping with driver's license reinstatement, the helping with expungements. Mr. Ryan Mears, Marion County Prosecutor. How are you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm great. And this is a great event because people like you willing to shine a light on it and advertise it and get as many people out here as possible so we can try to have the biggest impact.
So listen, we teamed up, about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And the first time you called it, you was like, stop. Like, you broke my phone lines. Stop, Swift. Like, I love it. I think it's great. You broke my phone lines. We're expecting a lot of people. This year, me and you walked in at the same time, just on the humbug, right? We hit the stairs and it's 700, 800 people.
Yeah. And to me, that's like a powerful reminder of how many people out there are looking for help, who need help. They just need the resources made available to them. And so I think that's why events like today are so powerful, because like you have a platform where you can maybe reach people that I ordinarily couldn't reach or touch.
Yeah.
And so we're truly helping people who need it the most. And as you can see from the crowd that turned out here today, there's a lot of people who want those meaningful resources, that they can get help with their driver's license, so they can get help with the expungement. And when you talk to people why, it's for like basic necessities, so they can get that job, so they can find housing. And if we can get people housed, if we can get people working, we're not going to see them in the criminal justice system. And so if we're truly serious about helping Indianapolis and helping, break some of these cycles we always talk about, it starts with giving people a meaningful opportunity. And hopefully that opportunity starts today.
No, and I think it does. Again, as we pull up and I see people who I know or frequently listen to me, and I see them out and the smiles on their face, what we were just talking about off camera, like to see them come up here, talk to some lawyers, get their issue processed, and walk away with the biggest smile because you guys have helped lifted this burden.
Yeah, and it's a huge relief to a lot of people. I mean, when you talk to people who are maybe driving with a suspended license, they don't want to look over their shoulder every time they get in the car. They don't want that pressure. They don't want that stress. And so you're really not only helping people get those jobs, but you're also giving them peace of mind, knowing that, hey, when I get on the street today, I'm driving legally. I'm driving responsibly and legally, and I don't have to sweat every time a cop car pulls up behind me, or if I see a cop car on the street. And that's the type of feedback that you get from people in the community. And so let's give people that peace of mind, and let's give people that opportunity.
One thing your office does very well is community. I think you guys are involved in so many events, whether it's soccer games, and I just seen you did a basketball game with some kids not too long ago. Why is that very important for the office?
Well, for us, we have to be connected to the people we serve, which is the community. And the best way to do that is to build relationships. And you can't help someone unless they trust you.
Yeah.
And we can build trust through all these different events where we're out in the community saying, this is what I'm doing to try to help. And so when there are times when we need to rely on the community to come forward to help us out with crimes, we're in a better position to do that. And so for me, this is about how can we build those relationships with people in the community and make sure the community trusts us so we can help the community when the community is in those situations when they need a little help.
Now, one thing I love is how open your office is, right? And we talked about this before previously. There are people who, like you say, you're building this trust, but there are people out there like, I don't know if I trust them. And I want to ask for help. Is it a way for people that want to build with you guys to be able to reach out and possibly build with some of the things you got going?
Absolutely. And I think if you look at like all the service providers that are here today is a perfect example of that. A lot of the people that are here is just because we developed these organic relationships in the community where we have a shared goal, where we have a shared mission. The woman, the attorney who's out here, who's doing the estate planning.
Jennifer Norton.
Yeah, that was just an organic partnership that happened because our goals were aligned of, hey, we're trying to help people. She wants to provide a service to try to help people. So if they have a medical emergency, everything's squared away and people can have access to their bank account. And so you meet so many like-minded people. And so then you just have to sit down and say, okay, well, how can we work together to try to help one another? And I always tell people, I'm willing to work with anybody who's willing to do the work. And I think you see a lot of people that are here today, they're willing to do the work to try to help people. And I think that's when you can have the biggest impact.
Absolutely. Now, there are some kids out there who one day want to be the next Ryan Mears or sit in the office.
More likely you probably, but okay.
How do you guys do any program for the youth that want to learn what the criminal justice system looks like and how to help, especially at such a young age? Like, I got a 10-year-old, and I know her brain moves a million miles an hour as one day I'm going to be a YouTube star.
Right.
The next day I'm going to go to Butler because I want to do ballet and things like that. So I'm sure there's somebody watching that. No, I do want to help. I want to be a lawyer. I want to help the community.
Yeah.
Do you guys do programs where kids can be a part of?
Absolutely. So not only do we do like our soccer camp and our basketball camp, we have something that's called our Youth Violence Prevention Fellows, which is kids from the community. And they're actually here working here today, helping us out. And these are kids who are coming forward, who want to learn more about the criminal justice system, who want to learn more about how government works. But also for me, like, we need to build leaders. And so it's really a leadership academy where we're giving people the confidence to be that positive force in their neighborhood, in their school, on their block, so they can get kids going in the right direction. As much as I'd love to think that kids are paying attention to what I'm saying, I know they're not. They're paying attention to what their friends are saying and what their friends are doing. So it's really our opportunity to work with young people to build leaders, so they can, have that confidence and they can have that courage to help steer their friends in the right direction. Because if you're hanging out with good friends and good people when you're a young person, you're going to make better decisions and better choices. So our Youth Violence Prevention Fellows, which we do every summer, they're here. That's a program I'd love to see more people participate in, become more involved in, because I've seen the impact that it has on people, and it gives kids the confidence to do the right thing. The other thing that we try to do is, you mentioned, your daughter wants to be a YouTube star. We work with people all the time, and I talk to them, they want to be an influencer, they want to be a podcaster. And so we do a podcast over on the east side, and it's the kids who produce it. We have the high school kids who are producing the podcast. They're doing the lighting, they're doing the editing, doing all of those things. It's like, okay, let's have a real conversation about what's going on in the community, in particular with young people. But at the same time, when we have that conversation, you guys are going to be responsible for doing all the production stuff. So if that's seriously what you want to pursue, now you have something to put on your resume.
I think that's fire right there. Like, to get them involved. Because again, that's what they're looking at. I got a 10-year-old, and since she was 5, it's always been, I'm gonna be a YouTube star. And I'm like, is that a job?
Right.
Like,
it is now.
Yeah, I've learned it is. And I've seen some paychecks from some people, and I'm like, yeah, kid, we're gonna help you out here, So I think that's fire to meet them where they're at. And speaking of the youth, I want to talk to you. We'll go off subject about this right here. A lot of people think we have a problem. But when you look at downtown on weekends and weeknights, what can we as a community do?
Well, I think there's a couple of things, but part of this conversation also has to just be like, the realization is it's far too easy for young people to have guns.
Yeah.
And it's far too easy if you're in high school or even younger, if you want to get your hands on a gun, because we have so many guns available, kids are finding a way to do it. And when you talk about social media and the internet, it has made it so easy for kids to get into contact with guns. And it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that when you encourage everybody to walk around with a gun, that those guns are going to end up in the hands of kids. And so we also have to, like, when we have these conversations, let's also be honest about the policy choices we've made in this state, which have made it easier for kids to have guns. I think that's an important part of the conversation. I think the second part of it is, people always ask me, what do young people need? What makes a difference? And the biggest thing that I can say that I know makes a difference is people being a mentor and people investing in these kids, because I meet so many kids who didn't have the benefit of great parents. I was fortunate. I have great parents who helped steer me, but not everybody has that same opportunity. I'm fortunate enough to know your mom, and she did a great job. Not everybody's that fortunate. And so when we have these kids who maybe don't have that backbone, where are people in the community going to set up and be that presence in kids' life? And people got to understand, when you're a mentor, that's not 9 to 5. That could be 2 a.m. And so when we have people who are really willing to step forward and be mentors and be that constant present in kids' life, that's truly what makes the difference. And so how can we scale that up to try to help as many kids as possible?
No, and I think that makes great sense. Like, how do we figure it out? Like, because it's got to be more than just one person trying to figure out. Because a bunch of people got in the room and figured out all these rules that now it's like, why did y'all do that? Like,
and we're kind of left to pick up the pieces of it. But here's the good thing, like events like this and other things, like there's no shortage of people who want to work to try to solve these problems and try to solve these solutions. And so for me, it really is just about having reasonable conversations with people and encouraging people and telling people, hey, I can tell you this is going to make a difference in someone's life. If you serve as a mentor, if you invest in kids, they're going to pay that forward 20 times over. But there's a lot of kids in our community, it's unfortunate, no one's ever believed in them. No one's ever given them a chance. And when you're that voice, when you're that light in that child's life, you have a profound impact. And so that's why I'm just so, I try to encourage as many people as possible, try to touch as many kids as possible and believe in them and help them. Because if you do, that's where you're going to see the biggest and best results.
No, 100%. And I think you've done a great job making sure you're putting yourself in certain programs, certain rooms, and you and your whole team, because it's not just you. That whole staff you got over there is amazing. I see them at events like, you here? Like, yeah, we got to, like, Swift, we got to touch the people and see what else is on the come up for the prosecutor's office for 2026. Of course, this event I know is annual. You know what I mean? I know you got the basketball, soccer event every year. What else do you guys have coming up?
So I think the biggest thing for us right now is, and we touched on it, is how can we reach young people? And, you know, young people change the way they consume information. How can we get into their phones? How can we get on social media? How can we have that direct impact? And the other thing that we've realized is we also have to be honest, like, about our message about guns and about the dangers of guns. Yeah. There's certainly a point for us to talk about the dangers and the fact that, hey, you can be tried as an adult and you can face some serious time. But there's also like the not only that deterrence part, but like, what do kids need and how can we uplift these kids? And so we're really spending a lot of time working with young people in terms of saying, what do you need? How can we help you be successful? I'm a big believer in kids. We got to give them the tools to be successful. What tools do they need? And part of that challenge right now is how can you reach kids? Because they're not necessarily going through the traditional things maybe that I did when I was growing up. Because everybody's so connected to their phone. So it's like, how can we utilize relationships we have with people in the community where we can maybe penetrate the algorithm and get them to hear a message about gun violence? We had a great partnership with Ben Davis where the kids from Ben Davis actually designed a PSA about gun violence, where they wrote it, they produced it, they directed it. And then we tried to get that out to the kids there. And our biggest success was the kids sharing it amongst themselves. And so it's about building more partnerships like that because we're really concerned about so many kids having access to guns.
No, and I like that partnership with Ben Davis was great. I know you guys, Mike Epps with the podcast kicked off was a great relationship because again, like you say, it reaches a crowd that normally might not pay attention.
Right.
And they know how to use them phones and what Mike Epps talking about.
Right.
Share. I love the messaging. And I love that. And I think you guys are doing a great job. If people want to connect with you guys over in the office, just to find out about more events like this and other things, how can they make that happen?
So our website, which is just on the indy.gov system, people can always reach us there. But then we're trying to be more active on social media where we're sending things directly to people, where people can see this is what we're doing. You know, this Second Chance event is great, but this is not the only time we do this.
Yeah,
we
do this multiple times.
Yeah, we do this multiple times a year. We partner up with the Excel Center. We partner up with Center Township trustee LaDonna Freeman, do things at the Julia Carson Center. So, I mean, we're going to do more and more of these events, and we're trying to be more active and more engaged with people on social media so they can hear and connect with us directly. Number one, so we can touch as many people as possible, but also we get a lot of great ideas and a lot of great partnerships from those connections.
No, I think that's dope. Like you say, and to walk around here to see those connections in real form again, because I know it's a lot of law students here, right? Because they got to help pro bono and help. You were there at one point, I'm sure. So that's fire to see them involved.
But it's also about the next generation of leaders. Like, I want people who are going into law school to understand that having a law license is a privilege. And with that privilege comes the responsibility of helping other people. And so whether you work in the prosecutor's office or you work in private practice or civil litigation, you can still help people and you can still make a difference. And hopefully the reason why you wanted to go to law school was to help people. And let's remind people of that. And so the reason why I reach out and I want so many law students included is I want them to understand that's part of their job. That's part of their responsibility as attorneys, is to help out other people.
No, and that's dope. Listen, I thank you for year after year inviting us back to this event, making sure we're involved in this event because it's huge for us. And like I say, every time I share it on Facebook, it's like 200 shares. I'm like,
you always make me nervous. You always make me nervous. I understand very well the impact that you have on social media. So everybody's looking to advertise. If you get this guy to advertise for you, you're going to be good to go. I can speak firsthand because when you put something out there, the community responds.
No, and they do it. Like I say, this one I always go crazy. When I seen it, I said, please don't call these people's office today. I don't want them calling my phone. I always get nervous when I see that number pop up. Like, no, I ain't did nothing bad, but what is it now? Like, but no, I appreciate the friendship and the partnership we all have built over the years because, again, doing this for the community, seeing people walk out of here with smiles is what it's about, right? This is life changing because now I can move somewhere comfortably, get this job I've been wanting comfortably and not worry about my background and some mistakes I might have made umpteen years ago. So what you guys are doing is great because we don't see this everywhere.
Yeah, and it's important for people to remember, like, when you've done your time, what can we do to help? and what can we do to try to help you move forward. And today is all about moving forward.
And that's what it is. Listen, Ryan Mears, Marion County Prosecutors, thank you for stopping by today with your annual Second Chance program, helping us out.
Thanks for being here.
No problem, y'all. This is another episode of B Swift's Guy's Guide, powered by Eskenazi Health.